there was an error connecting.
Why?
I don't know. It's done it for the past like 2 weeks. Because I have to mute it immediately.
So are we live? Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Will you see if it's live? It's showing not live.
Hold on.
Okay, let's see if it is.
These glasses, I love
Now
them.
it's saying so live. Dirty.
Hold on.
Yeah, now it's saying. Oh, Shane said you're live. Thank you. Thank you. It always says when we log in to stream, it always says there was an error logging in to your live stream. And I'm like,
some bowl.
No, what's happening here? I made Evie watch this movie with me today.
I hadn't seen it in so long.
I hadn't either.
I tried to get Brendan to watch it, and I was like, why don't you be a guest tonight on the podcast? And he was like, because I live the Blair Witch Project every day. I was like, excuse me?
Excuse me, sir?
It was a good one, so I let him off the hook.
It's pretty good. Pretty good, B. I gotta hide us so that I can't see the delay. You guys don't know how much work goes into this.
Well, now they do.
Well,
two ladies figuring it out.
Just two gals figuring out some tech together.
Me, I'm just here for moral support. I do nothing tech-wise on this at all. I actually now I do. I record meetings and then wait for you to tell me you don't need them.
Yes.
Useless. I am useless.
Well, and then I also have to figure out if I don't think Twitch keeps our videos forever.
I don't think so either.
I don't know why I thought they would. Like, why would I think they had that much space to keep all that stuff? But
are we gonna put them on YouTube? Like,
that was the goal. But then I was like doing something and I was in a hurry and it said you only have this expires in like 1 day, and I was like, well, I don't have time.
Video?
Yeah, like from like a few weeks ago. So I guess they don't like. Whatever.
These are my whatever shoes.
I just watched this movie today.
Me too.
I was putting it off
2 hours ago. I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I had time Monday to do it, but I didn't. I did other things. What did I do? I watched The Bachelor. Then I went to bed.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, there was some scandal with The Bachelor? Like somebody
they brought in
the tiara?
A new.
That was the meme I saw.
The one girl, she calls herself. Her title is Queen. So like anytime her name comes up, it says Queen. Queen Victoria. So she came in her entrance because she's a brat. Her entrance was like, she rolled in on like this chair, guys were carrying her, and she was like, I'm the queen and I'm looking for you to be my king. And then fast forward a few episodes, they introduced 5 new women into the mix, and the one lady was like Miss Puerto Rico or something, so she had like her crown on. And she walks into the room and Victoria snatched it off the top of her head and was like, there's only room for one queen here. And the lady was just like, I was talking to Danielle about it. She's like, I would have absolutely thrown hands at this woman if she touched my hair.
Is she like being set up to be the villain?
She is the villain. She's not there for this guy. She's nasty. She's a nasty girl. She's a bully. I'm like, don't we know like that's not cool to do anymore?
What, it's not?
Wait, what? Just kidding. And then the other girl, there were memes that the one girl like talked like this, like she's entertaining men for money. It's like, why are your lips doing that?
They held up. Apparently, Colleen said something that was almost, they were gonna like moderate it, and she said 5 new skanks, and I guess she's referring to The Bachelor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the one girl left, so they introduced 5 more, and like Chris Harrison was like, Chris, because you were The Bachelor, we had so many submissions.
Who's The Bachelor?
Matt James.
I don't know who that is.
He's like a really he's so tall. He's so tall.
Like Pete Davidson.
But
tall?
he's the first. He's a big. I think taller. He's a big deal because he's the first Black male bachelor.
Oh, I see. Colleen hates Victoria and Anna. Are you watching the stream? The chat?
No, I'm not. Anna is the one that I just like. Gosh, is this the Bachelor podcast now?
Yeah. Sorry, Shane.
We will not be discussing Blair Witch this evening.
Never mind.
Welcome.
Change of plans. Welcome to Bachelor Bitches.
I'll get my wine. You
I
can't
don't
watch
it.
The Bachelor without wine. You should. I know, like
Unreal ruined it for me.
I know that it's absolutely, and like this man clearly has no interest in Victoria whatsoever. The producers are like, keep her. She's a villain.
It's like in Unreal when they made the girl wear the rebel flag bikini, and then the black suitor kept her, and everyone was like, "What?" And it was only because
I should watch that.
You've never watched it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yes, you would like it. And the main girl reminds me of you, not in like just like looks wise. She's awful person.
I would love to see this person, really.
It's she just reminds me of you, like her mannerisms, like not her personality at all, because she's not a good person. But
yeah, let's preface that.
Yeah, before you watch it and you're like, oh my God. Sherry Appleby.
Sherry Appleby.
Star Trek the New Generation. I hated Star Trek. Never got into it.
I never saw it.
I always felt like it was a knockoff Star Wars, but I think Star Trek
she's like cute.
Actually came first. Well, you're cute, Lauren.
Thank you. A knockoff Star Wars. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars. I hypothetically should like the other one. I just never. Again.
I just never got into it.
Who's shocked?
I saw the movie, the new one with Chris Pine.
He's a looker.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. He's like the new Captain Kirk or something. Star Trek came out in the 60s.
He's not the one that his that penis picture was circulating on the internet, right? That's the other Chris.
Another Chris. That's Evans.
Different Chris.
Different
okay.
Chris Evans.
Sorry, I got confused. He's actually better looking.
Oh yeah, he's very tall.
For sure.
But I also am curious if that was even really his.
Yeah, I mean
junk, because it was like in the middle of his camera roll.
Right.
Somebody sent it to him and he saved it, maybe?
A camera roll is it's a very private place for me.
Oh,
not that I have nasty stuff on my phone.
I don't either.
It's just there's screenshots of stuff, and it's a diary.
Yeah.
Listen to us,
I know, sorry, but it's true. Anybody takes my phone and they start swiping, I'm like, no, don't do that.
Don't swipe. If I'm showing you a picture, I'm showing you that picture.
That picture. You don't need to go to the left or the right.
Right. It's phone.
Colleen has a thing for what's his name? Bender. What is it?
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's her type.
Doctor Strange, I can get down with, I guess.
He's so wormy looking.
Wormy is a good word to describe him.
He's not unlikable.
I can't talk though, Adam Driver. Okay, he is a goofy looking guy. He's got the biggest ears on earth. I love him.
He's a very large nose. Well, I mean, I love Robert Sheehan and Pete Davidson. What is that?
Lady men.
Yeah. Tall, lanky, slightly androgynous.
Yes, androgynous. That's the word. I said lady men. Lauren, get with it. Oh.
I don't even think that Pete Davidson is that cute. It's just personality.
I don't know. Hits the dark circles for me. I'm like, are you okay, sir?
Did you see what somebody called him and it was a big thing and he had to answer him? Somebody referred to those. It's really mean.
No, I feel bad.
They called him, they said he had butthole eyes.
How do you, all right, raccoon maybe, but
I don't know,
eyes.
But it was the something about Pete's getting his tats removed. Why would he do that?
All of them?
That seems like a lot of work.
Wait a minute. But back to the butthole eyes.
He answered and says he has some condition that causes him. It's Crohn's. He has Crohn's really bad, I think. And that's one of the symptoms, I believe.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now I just feel like a jerk.
Well, you
Sorry.
are. So.
Sorry, Pete.
I doubt he's listening. We only
He
have
might
3.
be. You never
we
know.
Have, we have 3 people watching. I don't think Pete's one of them.
Cut to Pete Davidson in his basement. Like, the fuck. Oh God.
I can tell you, it's Shane, Colleen, and I think Kim is probably here. Oh no, so Kim's not even here yet. It's just Shane and Colleen.
I'm telling myself it's Pete, just like I'm telling myself Kevin Bacon wrote that raving review about me.
I saw something today. What was it? What was I watching? And it said Bobby Rowe was like an assistant on something, and I was wondering, I wonder if that's the same Bobby Rowe.
Our Bobby
liked one of our pictures today.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. It was about houses October built, so I don't feel like he listened to anything else. Like,
why did he like it today though?
I don't know. Like, I feel like he probably was going through like his list of tags. Yeah,
making sure
he got them all.
We gotta get another I gotta start messaging people again.
I know I should. I was like, dang, we should have asked somebody from Blair Witch Project, because I mean,
what are they doing?
Like, I don't think Heather's been in anything since that one movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Claire Forlani, Boys and Girls.
Yeah.
Which was like 2000.
I thought she was on a TV show. Briefly.
Was she?
I thought. I don't know what it was called, but she was on something. Anyway.
And then the one guy, Josh, he has been in quite a few things.
Okay.
But not Heather. So I was like, we'll
get back on it.
Should have asked her.
Get some guests. Heather.
She's probably like,
Heather screams in the woods.
Heather, put the camera down. Heather, put the camera down, or so help me.
So help me. Oh, you know what I was thinking? This is such a random thought, but I was thinking we should stage an internet fight between us in the comments and get that guy to write a song about our fight.
Oh man.
What? That's the dream. That's the dream.
I thought about that the other day, because I sang Blue Cheese Has Mold in It, like all the time.
Good for him. Like, he's making it in this world. He was on the Kelly Clarkson show the other day.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I've only seen him on the
Blue cheese has mold in it.
I really like I still like the first one's still the best.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, the blue cheese one is catchy though. And when he comes in, the guy that like expresses all the types of salads.
I was like, how did he make that into an actual rap?
Why do people write these things?
What are they? I wish that my life was so problem free that these were the things that bothered me. Like, I wish.
See, I feel like
I had time to go down and be like, blue cheese has mold in it. Like, did she just copy and paste it
all day?
I don't think she did. I don't think she was smart enough to know how to do the copy paste, and she just wrote it out every single time.
You know, she sat there and like refreshed and waited for a new comment to come in about blue cheese, just to point out again that blue cheese has mold in it.
What did she think what was that gonna do? It's
she
like
just
internet
needed them to know
in general. What do you think you're doing? Like, when you read the comments on any news article about anything, what do you guys think that you're accomplishing by leaving these comments?
Tell me.
Does it make you feel better? Are you trying to make another person feel worse?
Email us at lightscamera@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear
if you know, you can come and watch, and you can do it in the chat. Because
you can abuse the hell out of our chat. It's fine.
Yeah. I just want to know. And like that one person that he was talking about with the butter song. First of all, who was going to bring somebody butter between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.?
Why did you need butter at that time?
Right. Why that specific time slot?
So specific.
I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to make friends.
I can't.
I just need butter.
And the video too. And he's
oh yeah, he does his like slow-mo like hair.
Oh,
He's got some pretty glorious hair.
Yeah.
Well.
Enough about him.
Enough about another random topic that's not
that
a
was
movie.
My fault. I wanted to stage a fight and then we spiraled.
I actually was thinking about that in the shower the other day.
Staging a fight online?
Yeah. Just so he would make a song about it. Not specifically with us, but I was like, I wonder how we could do that. Like somebody could do it. Like, does he just scroll?
Yeah, like, where does he find? We could anonymous tip him. Hey, found this fight online. Could you make a song?
Oh, yeah.
You should do that with your, like, I feel like you see a lot of quality fights online.
Oh, because I'm in the South for sure.
In your like community groups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You should give him some content.
Well, the thing with the groups, you got to be a member. I guess I could
like
just
screenshot
him
and message him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot, because now the recent one right now is that in that Bravo group, somebody said something about Madison on Southern Charm, not like the blonde Madison. I
don't watch that one, so I don't know.
Anyways, the dark-headed one, she's got like some gray streaks in her hair. Yeah. And someone was like, hey, why does she do that? Is that like she wants it that way, or she just hasn't had her hair dyed? And people were like, how dare you? Like, how dare you mention the why is everybody
like
so
a
mad?
Condition?
like you just you're not allowed to.
It was a question.
Colleen said that was Star Trek Into Darkness, but that's not what we're doing.
What
was a Star Trek Into Darkness?
Blue cheese has mold in it.
Like when she's gross. I wish she'd made it like real short, like she was like gross, like when she said it.
Gross.
She drug it out real long.
And Jimmy Fallon with the ranch. Ranch is good. She approves of ranch. So stupid. Oh my God, we're back.
Oh yeah, sorry, we lost one. We lost a viewer. No, did you log off?
No.
That was Star Trek, and it was Benedict Cumberbatch was in. I don't know what you're.
What a name, about. Honestly.
I mean, it sounds like a sandwich. It does.
A tea sandwich.
Yes. Because
I'll have the Benedict Cumberbatch, please.
You can only order it at brunch.
Who let us on the internet?
Like, why are people watching?
The numbers are ticking up. We've gone viral.
This is it.
It only took a year and a half.
A year. No, a year and a half. Yeah.
Whatever. Nah. Whatever. Some time. It took some time.
No, it was definitely a year and a half. I mean, it was October of 2019. Oh my God. When we did that god awful audio episode. It sounds like we're sounds like we're recording in a tin can.
Well, now that was when you were back in the days when you were sitting in your closet.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got like some legit setup right now.
Mm-hmm. On my like.
Yeah, like you can't see my Star Wars poster.
Is it that light?
It's more important that they see me. Okay.
I agree. I just wasn't sure.
Are you sitting in the dark, Lauren?
Oh, well, if it makes you feel better. I mean, like it's 0% cooler in this office than it was when I recorded in my closet. So I'm like literally
I gotta get out of this closet.
Because at the end I'd be like, I gotta get out. It's too hot.
Oh my God. I gotta go.
I remember well. I heard about the fallout. What? I don't know what's happening. Am I missing?
We're going a mile a minute, and yeah, I'm losing track of the conversation in the chat. So.
Yeah. Well, I've got it up so I can see them when they pop up.
No, I do too, but I don't know if they're like delayed in sending or like I don't know what's happening.
I don't either.
I don't know what's happening. Are we? Should I hit record?
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about Blair Witch tonight or no?
We are. We are. Oh, when the podcast started, yes, about how awful it was, like our audio and stuff.
Wild. All right, I'm hitting record. Okay.
Okay,
We're
guys.
doing
I literally have one piece of trivia that I looked up about this movie.
I was watching a bunch of like behind the scenes YouTube. Well, there wasn't. It was like somebody analyzing what they thought like about this movie, but there wasn't a ton of. The website's still up, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know what Shane's talking about now.
The OG website.
Yes, which we'll talk about all that stuff because it changed my life.
The game.
It did for real. Okay. Do you have a summary?
Oh no, I forgot that was my job now. I'm IMDbing it, you know this.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
I have my window open because it's so hot in here, but there's like 2 inches.
What is the temperature there?
There's like 2 inches of snow on the ground.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm burning up.
Why is it?
Because these lights and this light and all like the Edison lights that are in here.
You could never be a talk show host. You would fry on stage. Fry.
I would be like a real demanding one that's like, somebody spritz me.
Spritz me. All right, I got my sentence summary. Probably. I would be your spritzer.
Yeah, surely there's a spritzer. A spritzer. Okay. Now I kind of want to drink.
Robert Sheehan's like face on that pillow, it just looks like he's staring at your ass, and it's hilarious.
I love it.
It's just staring
he's staring at me long anyway.
Yeah. Specifically in the butt region.
It's only because of how it's positioned.
I know, it's funny. All right.
Sometimes we just look into each other's eyes.
I sleep next to it. Back to Michael.
I put it over Michael's face.
Terrible.
Oh.
They have Adam Driver pillows.
I'm sure they have everything.
Okay, we need to
stop.
It's me, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. That's what they're here for. That's what this is for. So
that's what Twitch is for.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Jeez.
Hey guys, this is Whitney with Lights Camera No.
What's up, everybody? It's Lauren, and this week we are talking about the 1999 movie, the cult classic, The Blair Witch Project.
Is it a cult classic?
I think so.
Or is it just like a
you're
classic?
Talking about that terrible movie?
Well,
lady, this is...
First of all,
she doesn't understand.
Laura.
Listen here.
It was so different that I feel like a lot of people were like, this movie is awful. But
well, that's why I'm saying it's a cult classic. I think because it took so long for people to like it. You know what I mean?
Well,
maybe I'm using the term wrong, but
people, I don't know if like is the right word, but I remember, and I don't know if you should like read the summary and we should do just like a little plot summary first before we get into all of the marketing and stuff that goes along with it, or if we want to like how you want to do it this week. I don't know. Because there's so much.
I think I'll read the sentence summary and then
your one sentence.
It contains a lot of quality information.
All right. Do it. And then we will discuss everything involving Blair Witch.
This is the Blair Witch Project in one sentence. 3 film students vanish after traveling into a Maryland forest to film a documentary on the local Blair Witch legend, leaving only their footage behind.
Okay. So now you guys know what it's about in case you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen this movie, that's insane to me. But
I don't know what to tell you because this movie was
like even I had seen it.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. I'm a child.
So I remember hearing about this before it came out. And this was right when we had the internet, but we did not have the internet like it is today. Like we had the internet, but it was like we still chatted on AIM and AIM. And then I was spending like 6 hours on a Saturday making a mixed CD because it took that long to download all those songs from LimeWire or Napster or whatever I was using. You know?
Imagine if this movie came out today, it would be debunked in like a hot second.
Right. So there was none of that. And then the other stuff that I read about it, they had really not done any sort of like viral marketing, like nothing. there had never been a viral marketing campaign for a movie. So what they had done, they set up this website, which went into the legend of the Blair Witch and all this stuff. And then they also said that, you know, these kids are missing. And then they had, what channel was it?
They had like interviews with their family and stuff, because
But
they
there
didn't go
was-
missing until around the premiere, I thought. Right?
It was
Weren't
right
they-
before, because they had the Sci-Fi channel. I think it was Sci-Fi. Maybe it was like the History Channel. I don't know. With the History Channel.
Oh, it was I think Discovery. I thought.
Yes,
Discovery Channel.
they aired this fake documentary about the Blair Witch,
Right.
which is not even like a real legend. Like it's not even like
Yeah.
a real thing. Like
Which is insane. So did they made this movie and they also made that documentary, or did somebody else make that documentary?
I think
fake
it was
documentary.
all, I think like it was all together, like the
It's
whole
like-
thing.
Insane. The level of thought that went into this is like,
So I remember hearing about it, and I don't even know how I would have heard about it, because it's not like I was on the internet all the time, but I remember looking at like websites and being like, oh my gosh, this stuff, like these people are missing. I remember talking to my brother about it, being like, this is kind of creepy, because we both love stuff like that. So I was like, look at this, these people are missing. Oh my gosh. And I was like, they're like going to release their footage at like theaters. And when I was like, that's so weird. And also, isn't it kind of like taking advantage? But then I guess they did something where the parents had okayed it. So the
Spoke out.
parents were kind of like, we want this out there so you guys can see what happened, and you can like help us find these people in case they're still out there.
yeah, which is
no.
unsettling, really.
Also,
like,
we
to
saw the
think
end
about
of
going,
the footage.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
They were not gonna find them.
So then you're like, these parents lied to me.
Well, no. So I remember at the time it came out, and I want to say like end of July, excuse me, end of July, early August. And we went to the theater. We saw it on opening day, and we went during the day because we were supposed to go camping that night.
No, you weren't.
Yes.
Bad move. Okay, so for anybody that hasn't seen this movie, a majority of the movie is camping.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this movie, it is these three people that are, like Lauren said, going to film a documentary, and they get lost for all sorts of reasons. But I think like for the most part, they get lost for supernatural reasons.
Yeah, it's like that. What's that other movie? It's like a group of guys go on a hike, and then the woods starts manipulating itself, and they can't get out.
The Ritual?
Yes,
Okay.
that was it.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me, or I guess that was inspired by Blair Witch, but
and
the
it was
forest
also
manipulates.
the first like found footage horror movie.
The first one done well.
Oh, really? I thought that
It wasn't I don't know what came first, but there were others that
horror
didn't-
movies though.
didn't blow up. I think so. The one like talk that I watched was like, I think that it was the first, not the first
Okay.
horror movie. I can talk. It's fine. But it was the first one that people like talked about, but because of all this marketing that you're talking about, I think without all of that, it would have been another dud like the other found footage movies that are out there.
But I wish that I could remember like how people were not spending that much time on the internet like they do today.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
they got
were
the
still,
timing right, really.
Yeah, like, and I don't know how. I think they did put up missing posters like in real life, like they put up around town and around like this area of Maryland, and it spread from there. But I remember going to see it, and we were horrified. Like we were like, what are we watching?
Did you go camping?
No, we were like, nope, not
Screw
going.
this.
And we went to Cincinnati instead.
Get out of here. Away from the woods.
Yeah. Because we were like, no, there was no way I was going to go camping that night. No way after watching that. And I just cannot remember like how they would have gotten the message out that all of this, I mean, I guess word of mouth for all the like website stuff, because there was like backstories and.
Well, and then communities started to form too. Like people that
were trying to find them and stuff.
Yeah. And they kind of made forums and were analyzing like all the evidence that they had, like much like they would on Reddit today.
Okay.
But it's just,
I mean, like chat rooms, like an AOL chat room. ASL.
But yeah, it's the marketing, I think, is like, it's definitely more impressive than the movie. But the movie itself is also, I don't know, it's good because it plays on that the fear of the unknown, which the second one completely destroyed everything that they did, that they worked for in the first one.
I've seen the second one once and I don't even really remember.
I
like,
refused to watch it. I saw clips and it looked corny.
It had nothing to do with the first one.
It looked like an alien.
I don't even remember what the thing was.
And the lady in this movie, the old lady that they go to interview before they go into the woods, who had the interaction with the witch when she was little, said she was covered in like coarse black hair. Yeah.
So I was like, Bigfoot?
Yeah, like I was just picturing like a, I don't know, a hairy woman covered from head to toe.
Werewolf?
Like, I don't know. The way the lady described it, I pictured it like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had this weird image in my head. And then they go with that in the second one, this like lanky looking.
I don't even remember. But I did read that at one point, you know, and I remember Heather screaming this, like I seriously had only seen this movie maybe once or twice before this. I watched it today and it was, 20 years ago. And I remember when they come out and she's screaming, they get out of the tent. I think it's right after like the tent like starts shaking and they come out and Heather screams, "What is that? What is that?" And the person filming was supposed to turn and pan over to look, and it was supposed to be like a lady in like a white dress kind of hovering there like far away, and they forgot to do it, and then they just never reshot that scene.
So that was an accident that they never included. I mean, that's a happy accident because I think I don't know, would that have added an element of cheese to the movie, or would it have been creepy?
I don't know.
If it was only one instance, maybe.
So I made Evie watch this with me because I wanted to see, because I have no idea. I'm not a very good judge of like, is this still like, do people today still think this is scary, or is this like, so she sat down and she started watching it, and she was watching for like a solid like 20 minutes, and she was like, "What documentary is this?" Like she thought it was real.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh," I was like, "It's not real." I was like, "They're trying to make it seem real."
I should tell you this.
Well, so she watched it, and she, at the end, I was like, "So did you think it was scary, or is this something that like you don't think is like anything new because you've seen found footage films before?" And she was like, "If you had not told me that it wasn't real," she goes, "I would have thought it was real." She goes, "And it would have been really scary." And
okay, so it holds up.
Yeah, so she was like, "I'm gonna tell Maddie and Carrie to come over and watch this documentary with me, and I'm not gonna tell them."
Trick them. That's awesome. I love her energy.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm gonna see what happens."
Go ahead.
No, so that was all. Like it was just like it did hold up enough to like seem, because it is like really crappy filming, and they don't, like, the whole movie was improvised. Like they didn't have a script. They had like things they were like, this is what's happening in this scene.
Yeah, like an outline basically.
Yeah, kind of like was it? No, Troll did not do that. Troll 2.
Oh God.
Not like that.
I blocked that out of my mind. They I felt like why didn't I think of that? That's such a good idea. Like we could have made that movie, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, what are the chances you're going to stumble across people that could improvise that well? Although I will say Heather is super unlikable. Like she just annoys the crap out of me.
Yes, she also bothered me, but the one thing, back to the improvising and interviewing people in the beginning, that was like the main thing that sold this movie for me. The kid, remember the lady with the sunglasses?
And the kid was saying no.
And she said, that I'm like, that tied in the whole, like, I don't know if this witch only came after, like,
only shows herself.
So I was like, this kid knows something.
Right.
And she's not sharing it.
She's like, Ingrid did not want anybody to know.
Yeah, like, don't talk about this witch. You're gonna like summon her.
Yeah.
That kid had me.
I felt like there was a bit of a disconnect hearing about what was his name? Russ Parr, Mr. Parr, whoever he was, that kidnapped the kids.
Oh, yeah, Russ something or other. Hold on. Russell.
It's something Parr, but he was the one that had kidnapped those like the story that the first gentleman they interviewed.
Rustin Parr.
Yes. And if you guys haven't seen this movie in a while, they talk to this guy who says, there was in the 40s, right? Like it was 40s.
Yes, the 40s.
That there was a older gentleman, or there was rumors of somebody living in the woods, and then 7 kids went missing. And what he did, which, how would they know this? Did one kid get out? They saved one kid? Because he told the story that the guy he would take the kids down to kill them 2 at a time, but he would make one stand in the corner and face the corner while he killed the other one because he couldn't stand their eyes on him.
Yes. And then he claimed that, no, I think, he went into town and like made an announcement. That's how they found the kids.
He did it?
Yeah, I forget the phrase that he said, but he was like, it's done or something. And then they found these bodies, and he said that the Blair Witch possessed him to do that.
Okay. That was why I was like, I guess I missed the part where he said that.
Yeah.
The Blair Witch.
He like came into town and like made the announcement, and then was like, listen, it's not my fault though. It was the Blair Witch.
The devil made me do it.
So my question is, when Heather finds one of the guys goes missing, and then she finds that like bundle, were they his fingers cut off in there?
Teeth and a part of his tongue.
Okay. Ew.
Yeah.
Why? What did that have to do? Because in the like lore of the Blair Witch, it was like the guy would like didn't he disembowel the kids, or was that somebody else? The 7 guys on that rock, they were like disemboweled.
Yeah, and their bodies disappeared.
Yes. What did the like pulling of the teeth and the tongue have to do with
I think
like,
the only thing I could think what happened with that is, so Josh goes missing. Everyone's like breaking down because they are lost in the woods. It's been like, they were only
when they start losing it, it's almost comical.
Oh,
it's just like the stereotypical like, we're not lost. Okay, I think it's time to say we're lost.
Yeah, well, it's super frustrating.
They all turn.
Yeah, they're all like cracking. And I did read that the producer, director, whatever, they fed them less and less each day to make them more irritable.
Really?
Yes. So that they would start like getting irritated with each other.
Didn't they actually sleep in the woods too?
Oh yeah, like they had, and all those clothes. Maybe I do know more trivia than I'm letting on.
And the clothes.
I'm like, and the clothes they wore, that was all their own. And so like the scene where Heather is like stitching up Mike's jeans, she would like, that was literally like something she would do every day. Like she would stitch them up for him because they only had those clothes that they brought to camp for those 2 nights. And then they had to go ahead and do like like they really were lost in the woods.
The dedication is like,
I would not be on board for that. I'd be like, you're not gonna feed me? Sounds awful.
No, but
first of all, I hate the woods. Second of all, I'd have to eat. I mean,
food is very important to me. These are my terms.
I do not accept your terms.
I had a thought and it's gone now. Oh God. The woods, authenticity.
Oh yeah, that was another thing that, and if you're listening to the podcast and you hear us all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, that's another thing. It's because we're recording this live on Twitch and we can see people like leaving us comments. And so if I'm all of a sudden like, oh yeah, that's right, it's because I'm looking at something that someone just said on Twitch. And Shane said that Heather said she kept a knife on her because she didn't like the idea of sleeping in the tent with 2 men because they didn't know each other. And like her mom was like super nervous and asked for she was like, can I get the social security numbers and full names of the people that you're going with?
Oh my God. In real life?
Yes.
Jeez.
Because she didn't know them and they were unknowns and they were, I mean, they're college kids, like they're young. So I don't know.
That's crazy. She slept with a knife.
Just in case. I mean, there was a camera on them at all times.
True.
But yeah, so like the whole, like them getting more irritated, and that was like real. Like that was legit like anger coming through.
When the one guy said he got rid of the map, he kicked it into the river or whatever, because at that point he had decided they were lost and Heather didn't know how to read the map, so let's just get rid of it.
I kicked that map in the creek. And I have a really funny story about that involves Colleen saying that exact line one time, and it I'll tell you later because it doesn't flow with the rest of the podcast, but
Okay.
it was hysterical. Anyways.
Like they're right in the river. But I think that's when Heather screams the most, and like it chilled me to the bone. It upset me when she,
her
like the
voice
stress,
is,
and
yes,
yeah, also the voice, but the stress level, it was like some high tension situation.
Yeah. And that part and the part where she's screaming Mike's name when she's like running down the steps at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's just the voice crack and the like, just her like absolute hysteria while she's like screaming for him, which it didn't see. I was confused at the end because it didn't seem like Heather was the one carrying that camera at the end.
No, it didn't.
So I was like, is somebody else, like, is a ghost filming her? Like, what is, because it didn't seem like she was the one that was running down all those steps.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, where? Because her voice sounded like it was coming from somewhere else when she was screaming, and then suddenly she like was behind the camera. Like she did have it. So I was like, who filmed up until this point?
Who is this extra person you're not showing us? Yeah. So like the whole thing was very unsettling to watch. As in the whole theater was like that. I know it sounds really dumb when I'm like, no, I actually thought that this movie was like a real thing.
And it just ends too. Like
it's just, I remember drops. And there was just dead silence in our theater when it was over. Yeah. Like it was nobody knew what to do. Everyone was just like, what did we just watch? Like, and then I was like trying to make myself feel better. And I'm like, yeah, but if it was just footage, why would it have credits? Like, why would it have like a producer and a director? Like, I was just trying to like come up with whatever.
But in the back of your mind, you're like,
oh, I was still scared. I was I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not going camping for sure.
I love that was your plan. That's so.
I know. How crazy poetic. Is that? Well, and you know how I've got something in my throat tonight. It's driving me crazy. Anyways, there, you know the part where they come out and they find those little like stacks of rocks.
Yes.
Or whatever. And they keep finding little piles of them. There is a subreddit. I cannot remember. I think it's the Missing 411 subreddit.
Okay.
Which Missing 411 is a documentary. Well, first it was a book written by this guy. I can't even remember his name, about like all the people that go missing in national parks. And it's like really strange. Like tons of people go missing and there's tons of like unexplained disappearances.
I've been meaning to watch that.
There's a couple of them. Like there's Missing 411, The Hunted.
Wasn't there one about aliens or something? I think that's why you recommended it to me originally.
Probably. Well, this is, I think most of it talks about like stuff that you'll find like supposedly living in the forest. Like, you know, cryptids of some sort. But I remember like scrolling that website and there was this post by this guy and he was like, these are just some things that my grandma always told me. She lived at the bottom of a mountain, like it was probably somewhere close to here, like in Kentucky, like in the hills. And she was a God-fearing Christian lady, but these are some of the things she said. And one of those things was, if you're ever in the woods and you find a stack of rocks that have 3 or more rocks in them, you're never supposed to touch them and you're supposed to walk away. And so I thought that was funny. And I don't know enough about it. Like, I don't know enough.
Yeah, like that intrigues the hell out of me.
Yeah, like I don't know enough about like any sort of like
the lore behind it
or whatever that has to do with that. But then I saw this in that movie and I was like,
she touched the rocks.
Josh knocked him over.
The one guy, and she had to like,
and then she like tried to put him back.
So would they have been fine had she not touched the rocks, or did that like make the situation worse?
I don't know. No clue. So I was explaining to Evie today too that the budget for this movie was so insanely small that I think with inflation today, so they had a budget of like $300,000 and they filmed for 8 days total. And of course, you know, they didn't have wardrobe. They didn't really have anything for a set other than they're out in the woods. They didn't need a set, maybe the house, was something that they put together.
I feel like they like
found that, like,
stumbled upon it. Yeah.
yeah. So for every dollar spent, they made over $10,000 in return.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That must feel so good.
Yeah.
To achieve that.
Right. No wonder they're like, yeah, we didn't really work again. We didn't need to.
I mean, that's wow. That's so impressive. I want to do something that cool.
Right.
I don't even care about the money. I just want people to talk about it.
Yeah. Unless it's bad, then I don't want them to talk about it.
Don't say anything to me.
Do you know who directed this? Is it anybody that we know?
Let me consult.
I always depend on you for that sort of information.
Daniel Merrick and Eduardo Sanchez.
Have they done anything else?
Let's see, Daniel, what you doing? He did Blair Witch Project, Believer, Solstice, The Objective, Skyman. Let's check the other guy because I don't know anything other than.
I feel like The Believer is the documentary
Eduardo
they made about making the movie.
Oh, Sanchez did Altered, Seventh Moon, Lovely Molly. Oh, VHS 2. I saw that.
Oh, okay.
And Exists.
So not a ton
and a couple TV episodes. Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, VHS is good. I like those. That's another anthology. We love an anthology here. Lights, Camera, Now.
Sure do. But yeah, there weren't, as always with any found footage, I'm always like, would you really be carrying the camera? I mean, I think I would have put the camera down at some point.
For her purposes, like she went into it with the intent of like, I don't want to say exposing this Blair Witch, but like probably her being the driving force behind this. She wants to record everything. But she did a bad job because half the camera is like looking at the ground or like in the dark and we can't see anything.
Well, they said the
point, but
they said that there were people that actually like threw up when they were watching this at screeners because they were so not used to the found footage and like that type of filming.
Yeah.
Like they got
I'm not a huge like found footage fan.
I'm not either. There's a couple that I like. I love Cloverfield.
Cloverfield was meh to me.
Yeah, I can't remember if you didn't like, but I will say I
probably give it a yes for because I hurt. It hurts me to give it now.
That was another one though that really did a good job with the viral marketing.
I was trying to remember
a lot with it. Like
we talked a lot about another movie that did that. Was it that one? Yeah,
they like created like this was back when like MySpace was big. They all had like MySpace profiles.
Yeah,
and then there's all this like backstory with J.J. Abrams and like Slusho, and they're still up. You can go find like the clues and
that's right. I forgot about
figure out all that stuff. So maybe that's all I need to love a found footage movie is give me some
high quality viral marketing.
I can like
Blair Witch
immerse. I can immerse myself in the universe.
Yeah, I want to feel it. I want to feel like I'm part of it.
I want to be there.
I'm trying to see, just confirm. Oh yeah, BlairWitch.com. It's still a thing.
It's crazy. I remember, and I remember like looking into it, like trying to like figure it out and being like, I can research this.
It's like an antique.
Yeah.
This website.
Yeah. It looks like, what is the live journal? Like a live journal or something.
This is great.
Blogspot.
Yeah. It's like something, I was going to say something my grandma put together, but like my grandma doesn't know how to use the internet.
Lauren, it's like something I would have put together. You jerk.
Nah, you would have made it better.
Yeah, but
it's like a school project from like.
I'm just saying like that was like great. The time that people like, that was what we did. It's how we spent our time on the internet.
It's still a thing. I love that.
Yeah. So, and even though we never see the witch, that whole last scene of Mike standing in the corner is just while Heather's like shrieking in your ear because she's right by the camera. It's horrifying. Like it's really scary. Like I felt scared for her.
Yeah, people used to do like, I don't know if this was a thing, but when at like sleepovers and stuff, kids would just like stand against the wall and it would like terrify other like children, and I hated it. Like my friends would just
Yes.
decide late in the evening to pop themselves up against the wall. And I'm like, stop it.
We went to Cincinnati, me and my boyfriend at the time. And we get there and we were like talking to my brother because he lived there at the time. We were going to hang out with him. And my boyfriend just goes, "Hey, Jason, does this scare you?" And he goes and he just stood in the corner. And Jason was like, "No," because he hadn't seen the movie yet.
Okay.
And Brian turned around and was like, "Oh, it will." Like, I guess.
Oh, it will.
Oh, it will. Like,
that's spooky.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like stuff like that though, that isn't in your face scary, like the lipstick face demon, but it's like it stays with you.
Yeah.
Then you think about it and it's like an everyday occurrence. You could see that at any time. And it's just like, no, traumatized.
It's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else. Like I can't remember if you watched. Did you watch Lake Mungo? It's another found footage horror movie.
No, that's the one I want to. That sounds good.
It is very good. And that is when I actually tricked my friend into watching and was like, "You gotta watch this documentary."
Texting me like she thinks it's real. Oh.
Yeah. It's that one's very good and it's pretty scary. It's not in your face like horror. It's just
like your mind is like
spooky imagery, as we like to say.
Spooky imagery.
Yeah. So it's just stuff that sticks with you. It's just, that's all you need, really. That bothers me more than it's something simple. It's like, it doesn't have to be like, there's just certain things from like scenes or sounds from certain movies that are bothersome. And like the movie, I've seen it one time, The Mothman Prophecies. I've seen it one time. It scared me to death. And all I can think of is how the voice sounds when he calls Richard Gere. And he's like, "It's in your shoe under the bed." I hate it. It's just like,
what was in the shoe? I forget.
I think his watch. He had hit his watch or his keys or something. It wasn't anything sinister. It was just how he said it. And
I get it.
Why was the Mothman using a phone? I don't know. A lot of it was weird. It doesn't make sense. So
the stuff like that though, like when I was watching this movie, I wasn't scared, but you can bet money tonight when I shut the lights out and try to go to bed, I'll think about it as a man standing in the corner of my bedroom.
And really, that's not even what you need to be afraid of.
No,
you be afraid of like what's coming to chop you up.
The hairy witch lady that we don't know what she looks like.
The horsehair lady.
That sweet lady in her little trailer. I loved her. Working on her book.
And I couldn't tell. Were they talking about her in the car when they were like,
they were making fun of her.
No, I was like, don't be mean.
It was rude.
First of all, did she ask you to come to her house and mess with her nice little stick gate? Probably not. You're just barging in.
Was that like a protective thing?
I don't know. I wondered because there was a lot of like sticks like bundled.
Yeah. And like the stick, like who was, did that symbolize something? I mean, obviously
it Blair looked Witch, to me,
were they protective?
It looked like a person that was like on like a cross. Like if they're, what's the word?
Flayed. No, that's that's some Game of Thrones.
It's not right. Is it prostrate? Not prostate.
Prostrate
is like
I thought that's like lying down.
Where you're just like spread out like a starfish. Basically. Yeah. Yeah, like I thought that's what it like resembled.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, but I just didn't know if there was a purpose behind them. Or were they just
it's never explained.
The witch.
Like, or did the witch come and like, does she just have these stacked up? Like, is it like what she does?
Where is she getting these rocks that are so easily stackable is my question.
Well, they were just kind of in a pile.
But they were like beautifully placed.
Well, I mean, she's been at it for years, Lauren. She's a pro.
She is an expert in her field.
Arts and crafts, okay? Like, clearly. She has plenty of twine, and she collects sticks every day, and she spends her nights making
whole backs. She's got an Etsy store.
Yeah, she definitely has an Etsy store. Ooh. And she's making these little witch people. I mean, there has to be some whittling involved. You don't find sticks that are all the same size.
No, some whittling.
well, some chopping of the sticks of some sort. I don't know. You'd think her house would look better if she was all into her arts and crafts. There was no decor. The aesthetic was terrible in that house.
That's why he was standing against the wall. He didn't want to look at it.
Can't even look at this. Well, and it was falling down, like, I don't know.
Dilapidated.
And who knows? She's got horse hair. Maybe she's got hooves. Maybe there's no opposable thumbs. We don't know, is what I'm saying.
So stacking is really her only skill.
Maybe she just picks them up.
Now I'm picturing a horse witch.
A centaur.
Trying to stack rocks. Okay. We've officially lost it. So.
I was really like, why is this witch? I've never heard of a witch covered in hair. Was it just her hair? Maybe she just had like Crystal Gale long hair covering her whole body.
But then when the lady was like, it was on her arm and like all the way down. First of all, why did she like expose herself?
It's like a flasher.
Hey, when kid. She was like, and she opened her like her shawl. I'm like, why? Why did she open her shawl? I'm like, where was your dad?
Are you sure you only just looked at her?
Like maybe she didn't see a witch. Maybe it was a childhood trauma and this girl was actually like molested or something. And
I'm sorry.
This is what she conjured up in her brain.
Sounds like she's working with a lichen of some sort, not necessarily a witch. If they're covered in hair, I'm going with either Bigfoot or some sort of werewolf.
Yeah. Like
not a witch.
See a witch. She's like, oh, that's a witch. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my other story. My bad. I got them mixed up. I've seen all sorts of things in these woods.
The town loon, bless her.
I know. Mary, was her name Mary Brown? Wasn't that her name?
Sure.
Lived in a trailer. Had her one sole American flag and her stick gate. And she walked out carrying her Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have made
Probably
fun
didn't
of her.
feel safe outside.
Maybe she was the witch.
Could have been.
Maybe she's like, man, they came and
made fun of me. That would be justice.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, I would like it actually.
Yeah.
They should have made the second movie about her.
Mary Brown.
There is a sequel if anybody's interested. I wouldn't recommend.
There's a sequel and there's a reboot. It came out in like 2016, which is very confusing. Like, I think it's like one of their siblings is trying to find them, but then it goes into like a remake and it's like
because that's what the second one was. It was like her brother, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I really can barely remember
They rebooted it? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was okay.
Did they stay true to the story or did they add
I don't
stuff?
remember. I think it was like
I have all these questions. You're like, I don't know. Lauren.
I don't know if it was like, I remember being like, it doesn't make sense if it's a remake, so it has to be a reboot, but then they were tying in stuff to make it a remake. Okay. I don't know. It wasn't like a shot for shot like Cabin
like Eli Roth.
Yeah, like the guy did to Eli Roth. Not that. It was different than that, but it was some sort of
not worth it.
They call it
anything.
If you look it up, if you look it up, they'll say the Blair Witch trilogy, which
so that implies
a sequel, but there are aspects of it that don't. I remember being like, what am I watching? Like, what timeline am I on?
It's some bull honky. That's what it is.
Yeah. But on that note, it's time for our ratings.
That's a new standard. You have to do that every week now. It's time for our rating. Maybe we should get that guy to sing.
Oh yeah. Maybe we could get him to.
We have some ideas.
Excuse me. What is this? I forget what his Instagram is. It's something like Vivarium, Vibe,
I follow
something.
him on TikTok also. We love you. Big fans.
Yes. We get him to like do our rating intro song. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir.
Because everything needs an intro. Anyway,
well, why not?
Give your rating.
Right. Where were we? I am giving this a light skimmer, yes, because it's like a foundation of found footage horror, in my opinion. Like you got to walk before you can crawl. So you got to watch Blair Witch, the original, before you can move on to stuff like Cloverfield or VHS. Like the one is found footage, right? Like or am I thinking of something else?
They both are.
Okay. But
because they find that
three
tape
stories.
Yeah, they were like because the beginning is about the people finding the tape and then they pop it in and watch
Gotcha.
the story, which is another, it's like found footage Inception, really.
Oh, I like it. But I feel like if you don't watch Blair Witch, then you're not going to realize where we started.
Yes.
Like, this is where we started. Now we're here.
It's a rite of passage.
This is Blair Witch. You got to watch that first to appreciate what we went through and how groundbreaking it was at the time. And because of my love for things like viral marketing, that's why it sits so high in my list of horror movies that will like freak you out. And it did make me feel better that Evie was like, no, like I would have totally thought this was real if I hadn't asked you. Like if you hadn't answered, she was like, yeah. And then it would have been really scary because I would have thought I just watched two people die because that's what it looks like.
Exactly.
So lights, camera, yes, from me.
It's getting a lights, camera, yes from me also, for all of those reasons. And because you can still talk like all of those reasons, the marketing, and the aspect of the movie, it like that make it believable, like the little kid in the beginning and the fact that there's no title card, it just kind of comes up, like there's a little intro that says like this footage was found, like here it is.
Yeah.
And then it just ends. It's still, I don't know, it resonates with people, I think, and you're still like want to talk about it because there's aspects of it you're like, wait, what? So
right. Like, how did they do that? Like, if I had a chance to talk to them, I would have a billion questions.
So all of that, and of course, the EAM major in me respects the hell out of the effort put into making this movie with like whatever money they had, and like knowing all that stuff behind the scenes. She was fixing up his pants and sleeping with two strange men in a tent with a knife, like. Knowing all of that went into this, I think makes it even cooler. So
I would love to talk to all these people. I have a million questions. So all right, 2 lights, camera, yeses. That does it for this week. Next week we have a very special episode. I feel like that should have like a thing as well.
The more you know.
The more you know. We are doing the movie Face Off, which we know it's not a horror movie, but we're also not cornering ourselves with this podcast. We can do stuff.
There are
that's
no
not
limits.
Horror. No, that's why it says we just talk about movies. It just happens that horror movies happen to have the most problems, but we're doing Face Off, which has a billion problems, and I can't wait.
All the problems. I'm actually really excited. I've only seen like clips of this movie.
Oh gosh.
But is this still your pinned tweet?
Yeah.
This is like one of the first things I learned about you.
Yes. So if you go to my personal Twitter account, it's at @wit_Danhauer. My pinned tweet says, imagine describing the plot of Face Off to literally anyone from the future. And then your day is just magically better because you're going to laugh all day when you think about it. But on top of that, we are having Brian and Ashvin from Horror Movie Club come and join us. So you'll get to see their beautiful faces if you're here watching us on Twitch. That is happening next week. If you want to,
I'm excited. I love those guys.
I know, I do too. And they what did they do this week? I literally just listened to what they were talking. Oh, The Conjuring. They had some thoughts, and I was like, Lauren would like to hear this.
Like, what do you mean? I have to listen now.
Yeah, they have some good points in it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it a listen.
You listen to us, then you'll like listening to them. They're Horror Movie Club. But Brian and Ashvin will be here with us next week. If you have any movies that you want us to review, you can always email us at lightscamerano@gmail.com. You can find us on all the socials at lightscamerano, except for Facebook. It's LCN Podcast. We broadcast every week on Twitch at 7:30. So if you just want to see how we do it, not necessarily how we do it, all the stupid stuff we talk about before we get to record.
Fun.
Yeah.
We're fun and cute and fun.
Fun
cute and nice.
Yeah. You can find us twitch.tv/lightscamerano. So other than that, I want to thank you guys for listening slash watching. And I hope you tune in next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Later, guys. Stop
recording. All right. I'm going to stop streaming too. Bye, guys.
Bye, world.
See ya. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.